Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Stacy and I am Stress Knits on Instagram. I'm coming to you from Detroit, Michigan, where I live with my husband Doug, our daughter Eliza, and our pug Esther. And today is September 14th, 2024. And I just have a couple of updates to share with you about two projects that I've been working on and a new project cast on. This is a knitting podcast, video podcast, where I share with you what I am making. My hair is having a little bit of a day. I just ran a bunch of errands and it's humid outside, so we're just gonna let it do its thing, but it's kind of driving me bonkers. Anyways, so I have two projects that you've seen the last time, which have had some progress. So let's start with my Soho square. The Soho square is a pattern by Jackie Rose of Jackson Rose, and it is a gigantic wrap. I'm knitting the wrap size, but it comes in a couple of different sizes. So there's a smaller, which is called a wink, which is really tiny. You could wear it like around your neck or in your hair. I like to tie it on my bag. There is what I call just like the normal size, the Soho square, which I've also made. And then now I'm making the wrap, which is massive. And I am in the home stretch. This is probably going to be my focus project this next week because I would love to finish it before the first day of fall. I was planning to finish this before the first day of school, but work was so crazy. I work at a school and it was just so intense and I was so tired after that knitting has not really been my priority. But now that everything's settled in, I think I have some time. And yes, so I did finish the color changes and I am on the last section of the Soho square, which I will be going back to my favorite color in this wrap, the Baked Earth colorway. This is all Purl Soho Linden Quill. It is one of my favorite yarns and it's also in two of the projects that I have to show you. So let me show you this gorgeous wrap. So I finished this first side a while ago. This is Bird's Egg Blue, Turmeric Yellow, and Honey Pink. And then the second side, you have Baked Earth with the same contrast colors, but the order is flipped. And I love it. So there will be another big section of the Baked Earth, which will look like this. So it is a lot of knitting, but I have about a week to do it, and I'm feeling pretty confident about that. I'm gonna be knitting a lot today and tomorrow. I'm gonna bring this, me and my friends are going to watch the Lions game together tomorrow. I'm gonna bring this to work on. I just like having something in my hands, and it is that time of year where football and knitting are happening at the same time, and it's one of my favorite times to knit. So that is my Soho square by Jackie Rose, and I adore it. I have plans for more. I cannot decide if I'm going to knit a half and half triangles wrap next or if I'm going to do another Soho square. I love them both very much. But the palette that I have picked out for my next one is just so dreamy and I cannot wait to cast it on, but I need to finish this first. Okay, that is that project. The next project is something you've also seen before, but I have made quite a bit of progress on it. This is my Field Day jacket by Ozetta. I was originally going to knit the Field Day cardigan, which is still on my list of things to knit because I think it's going to be something that I wear quite a bit. I already feel like this jacket is something I'm going to wear quite a bit. And I'm not planning to wear it as like a jacket, but an outer layer that's not my coat because I live in Michigan and it gets very cold. It'll start getting cold in the next couple of weeks. So this will be something that I put on a lot. I have a feeling, and I just love it so much. So, oh, I I've got some ends going on. Here it is. I have connected the fronts and the back, and now I'm just knitting the body like a normal cardigan. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do a button band or if I'm going to add buttonholes or if I'm not going to add buttonholes. I'm leaning towards no because I'm shortening this cardigan, this jacket, and I don't know if 3 buttons is going to look okay. I'm really trying to figure that out. So, because the length of this jacket is pretty far, it goes past your butt, and I don't want it to be that big. I want it to kind of come to my waist, like right here. And I just don't know if the number of buttons is going to look good. So I've kind of put a pause. I'm at the point where I start following directions for buttonholes or no buttonholes. And I think the jacket, I'm gonna have no buttonholes because I never button my shirts or my cardigans. I never do. It's just not a look that I enjoy on myself. My entire life, I've never been a buttoner. So they would be decorative anyway. So I think I might just leave it as is and just do a buttonless button band. I think that's what I'm going to do. But let's talk about the yarn. This yarn was given to me by the Laine Kid, and it is the Laine Kid Todd worsted in Moonwink and Birdie, which is the merino, not the merino, the Surrey alpaca silk base in Balsamic. So these are the 2 that I'm holding together, and it's giving this really pretty dark gray, green brown color that I really, really like and that I'll wear all the time. So I really love it. I'm knitting a size large. I'm right on gauge. So this will give me about 10 inches of positive ease in the body, which is exactly what I want for something like this. The fabric is beautiful. The cashmere of the Todd worsted with the yak and the Todd worsted and the Surrey silk is so lovely. And I'm also knitting it pretty tightly, which is because I'm getting gauge, but it's a more dense fabric than I would probably normally knit with a worsted and a carry-along yarn. I probably would have gone up to a size 8, but I'm using a size 7, which is what everything calls for. It's all working out very well. I really like it, and I have some of my new Hello Lavender stitch markers on the needles. So this is the main thing. I'm very curious how this gets seamed up. I'm assuming it's just kind of like a mattress stitch situation, which I'm no longer afraid of because I've done it before and it worked really well. But the construction was really interesting. I've never done a drop shoulder cardigan before. So it was just really, it was a unique situation. And I didn't love it, but I would definitely do it again to make something that I really, really want, which the field day jacket and cardigan are something that I really want because it's the perfect everyday sweater. So there is that. And last but not least, I have cast on a football project. So the Shrug season pattern, which is a collection of different shrug patterns by Jackie Rose. I love it so much. I've knit a Friday shrug and I've knit several Saturday shrugs, and they're just so wearable. And I was thinking about knitting something to commemorate this Lions football year. I've been a Lions fan my entire life, and it's just really fun now that we're really good. I am just so pumped for this year. So I wanted to make a project to commemorate this year, and I thought a shrug was the perfect object. So I looked through all of the patterns in the shrug season pattern, and I decided on the Bistro Shrug, and it is so delightful and so beautiful. And it's not in my normal colors, but I think it's going to be perfect for what I'm making. So I'm using linen quill from Purl Soho once again. I stashed stove, but I did have to buy one color because I didn't have anything similar to a Honolulu blue, which is the Detroit blue. So I did purchase Cobalt blue, which is the closest I could get to Honolulu blue. And then the main color is Stonewall gray. I'm not explaining this very well. I didn't explain it at all. So the main color is Stonewall gray. This is the shrug color, like main color. Then I picked two colors that I'm going to use for wins and losses. For wins, I am using Cobalt blue, and for losses, I am using Bird's Egg blue. We don't have baby blue in our color scheme, but I thought it would be a nice contrast that went with the palette. And then at the very end, you're supposed to have pops of like a contrast color. And so I think I didn't grab it, but I think I'm going to do a white and then a black because we have black in our uniforms. So this is my Lion's Bistro Shrug palette, and I'm loving it so far. So I cast it on last weekend and got it to the point where I was adding the first game. And because we won, I had to wait for my Cobalt blue to come in the mail. So it came yesterday, and I put in my stripes, and I am in love with it. So this is the Bistro pattern. It's very beautiful, and I just think it's really fun. So one win so far, and I knit to where I'm going to add the game for tomorrow against the Bucks, and I'm hoping there's another Cobalt blue stripe. I just wanted to do something fun. I know there is a cowl, I think it's like the tailgate cowl or something along those lines, where you knit the score. There's like a whole recipe. It's a free pattern. So I'll actually link that below in case you're interested in doing that. But I wanted something that was a little bit more my style, something that I know that I'm going to wear, because cowls, like an infinity cowl, is not really something I'm ever going to reach for, but these shrugs are something that I do reach for. So that's why I picked this. But if you're more of a cowl person, I'll link that below because it's also a free pattern. But this shrug pattern, I love it. I plan to knit plenty of them, and there is a shrug season knit along going on, so I'm going to be using this as one of my shrug season knit alongs. It just makes me so happy, and I already have my finished object photo in my brain of me wearing this with a lion sweatshirt, and I'm just very excited. It's really fun to geek out about something that is fun and has brought our whole city together, and also has like no real consequences if something goes bad, right? But it's so much fun. It has, I don't know, it's really fun, and I'm going to 2 games this year, and yeah. So if you want to join me in knitting a bistro for your team, please let me know. Purl Soho has the perfect palette for this. I think a gray, a black, or a cream would be the perfect background color, and then picking your wins and losses colors based on uniforms or just like the colors of your team would be really fun. And the Purl Soho palette is just so beautiful, and they have sales on their yarn all the time. So if you want to join me in this, please let me know, because it's just so fun. I'm really enjoying it. And now that I'm all caught up. It's just such a small amount of knitting. It's just a couple of rows every week. And then by the end of December, beginning of January, I will have my Lions Bistro Shrug. Now, if we make the playoffs, I am contemplating making the contrast stripes playoff games. So I'm gonna play that by ear and see what happens. And it's just really fun to geek out about this. I know a lot of you might not care about football, but for those of you who do, this is also something you could do for a hockey team or when baseball comes back after this season, or basketball, which is coming up soon too. It's just fun. I know people have done socks and scarves and all of that, but this just feels like a perfect football project. I feel like I'm just being a little ranty about it, but it's just bringing me more joy than I thought it could. It's the perfect project. Anyways, that is all that I'm working on. I do have so many knitting plans, but I really want to focus on getting my Soho square and my field day jacket off the needles in the next few weeks, which I think is totally doable. And then I will be focusing on casting on new projects, and I can't wait. So what are you working on? Are you going to join me in our football knit along? I'm not doing a knit along, an informal football knit along. If so, who do you root for? I'm curious. It's just fun. So let me know if you are planning to join me in this adventure. And if not, what are you working on? What's bringing you joy? Because it's that time of year. I'm just craving fall. It's really hot right now, but the temperatures are going to get colder and colder and colder over the next few weeks. I just can't wait. So thank you for joining me for this really quick project update. And I hope to hear from you in the comments below about what you're working on. And if not, I will see you in hopefully a week or two with more project updates. Bye.